So we've learned how to write and name compounds. Now we need to know one more thing about compounds, is that they have a formula mass. Just like we have an atomic mass for every element, when our elements combine to form compounds, we can also figure out their formula mass, which is the mass of the molecule or the formula unit combined together. Okay, so and we have this equation that formula mass is the number of atoms of the first element in the chemical formula times its atomic mass, right? Plus the number of the atoms in the second element in the formula times its atomic mass. And this continues on depending on how many how many elements we have in a compound, okay? Okay, so let's do an example to see if we learned what formula mass is. So remember, formula mass is just the sum of our atomic mass for each of our different elements, okay? So we are going to follow the formula that it's the number of atoms that we have for our first element, which is 2, times our atomic mass for hydrogen, which is our first element, which is 1.01 AMU. Don't forget, AMU is our atomic mass unit. And then we're going to add this to our second element. Our second element is oxygen. There's one of those. We only have one atom of oxygen. And each oxygen atom is 16.00 AMU. And when we plug this in, we end up with 18.02 AMU for our formula mass for H2O or water. For carbon tetrachloride, we do the same thing. We say, okay, we have one carbon atom, and each carbon atom is 12.01 AMU, plus we have 4 chlorine atoms, and each chlorine atom is 35.45 AMU. And we end up with a formula mass of 153.81 AMU. Do not forget to put your units. Okay? Now you go ahead and you give this a try. Calculate the formula mass of dinitrogen monoxide, which is also called laughing gas, which you get at the dentist office to help you relax a little bit, okay? So we're going to do the same thing. Our formula mass is the number of atoms we have in our first element. So there's 2 of those times our atomic mass, which is 14.01 AMU. And of course you use your periodic table to figure this out. Times, we have 1 oxygen atom here, times our atomic mass of our oxygen, which is 16.00 AMU. When we plug this in, we end up with 44.02 AMU. So dinitrogen monoxide has a formula mass of 44.02.